Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today we're gonna present to you about building construction. Before we go further, I would like to introduce our group member first. So first, my name is Aqilah Damia, and my group members Nurul Wajihah, and the last one is Insyirah Marsya. The contents of our presentation is the first one, we're gonna talk about introduction. Second, discussion, which is we're gonna explain to you about hazards in building construction. And we also provide the recommendation. And the last one is conclusion.
Okay, for now, we are moving to the introduction. Introduction. What is building construction? Building construction is construction, structural alteration, repair or maintenance of a building, including rim pointing, reconstruction and external cleaning of the structure, the demolition of a building, and the preparation for and the laying of foundation of an intended building. It is referred to Factories and Machinery Act 1967.
In discussion, we're gonna talk about three hazards at building construction. The first one is working at height. Second, chemical hazards. And the last one is injuries from moving heavy machinery.
Discussion. The first one of the discussion is working at height. So, what is working at height? Working at height means any work which is performed 2 meters or more above the ground level or below the ground level is known as working at heights. Most of the fall accidents happen while working at height and most of them prove fatal. Working at height is a high risk activity. Every year, workers are injured or die as a result of falling from ladders, scaffolds, and roof. Falling is a risk faced by construction workers, painters, window washers, firefighters, and the others who work at heights.
Second, we're gonna talk about chemical hazards. Chemical hazards can be in the form of dust, fumes, liquids and mist, gases, and vapors. Welding is extensively used in building construction and plays a crucial role in the industry. When welding, it will produce fumes that might be dangerous for the workers. This is because it contains chemicals such as aluminum, copper, and chromium. Welding fumes contains various chemicals depending on what is being welded. If exposed too much on it, it will cause workers to get irritation to eye, nose, dizziness, and nausea. For the long-term effects, the workers can get lung damage and various types of cancer, including lung, larynx, and urinary tract. The second chemical hazard in building construction is lead exposure. Workers can be exposed to lead on paint removal on metal structures or building, demolition of old buildings with lead paint or using lead solder. Besides, bridge repair work can also cause workers to be exposed to lead. So did you know what is the effect of lead exposure on employees if exposed too much on it? If exposed too much on it, it will have a negative effect on the health of workers. For example, worker can get anemia and kidney disease. How lead can get into the human body? Lead can be observed through the skin and respiratory system. The last one for the chemical hazard in building construction is asbestos exposure. Asbestos used in products such as floor tiles and building materials. Do you wonder how the workers can get exposure? The workers can get exposure during the removal of asbestos material due to renovation, repairs, or demolition. If exposed too much on it, workers can get cancer of the lung.
The other hazard that we can found at building construction is heavy machinery that move. First, as we can see, the excavators, which can rotate completely when in operation. Not only that, this machine also can excavating, demolishing, and hauling. From here, we know accident involving heavy equipment will happen, such as collapse of soil walls, falling loads and debris, and contact with underground gas or energy resources. Next, forklift used to move items short distance around a worksite or warehouse safely. But as we can see, forklift have sharp fork in front, which can lead to collision with objects or people and having a bad injuries. Now, let's talk about articulate truck, which is one of the powerful vehicles crucial for moving large quantities of material in construction site. For sure, this accident can happen like vehicles overturn, loss of ground stability, loss of traction when the roads are wet. What are the control measures we can use to avoid from any accident that can happen? Maintenance and inspection. Conduct regular maintenance and inspection of heavy machinery to ensure they are in safe working condition. Next, communication system. Implement effective communication system such as two-way radio to maintain constant contact between operators and ground personnel. Other ways we can use is hand signals and other visual communication methods when necessary. Loads and stability management. Ensure loads are properly secure and balanced to prevent tipping or falling. And for sure, we need to use appropriate lifting techniques and equipment for heavy load. Next, environmental controls. Monitor and control environmental conditions such as ground stability and weather, which can affect machinery operation.
The recommendations for working at height are inspection PPE, next, wear full body harness. Moreover, use the proper equipment for working at height. And the last one is use scaffolds, lift, ladders properly.
For the recommendation, the hierarchy of control describes the order that should be followed when choosing among exposure control options for a hazardous substance. Elimination or substitution is the preferred choice at the top of the hierarchy, followed by engineering controls, administrative controls, work practice controls, and finally, personal protective equipment, which is PPE. Engineering controls include insulating the exposure source or using other engineering methods such as local exhaust ventilation to minimize exposure. Administrative controls usually involve logistic or workforce actions such as limiting the amount of time a worker performs work involving potential exposure. PPE may also be appropriate for controlling hazards while engineering and work practice controls are being installed. Other than that, workers should position themselves to avoid breathing welding fume and gases. The last one, the company should provide training to employees.
This is the hired form for workers to refer.
In conclusion, there are many hazards in the workplace. Therefore, as a worker, you must obey all the instructions and control measures that have been established. This is to protect the safety and health of the worker for long-term or short-term effects.